welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm here with a new series called Not Me, which aired in 2021. To be quite honest, I never watched it. I saw a few shorts on YouTube, which showed me that First is in this and Afghan, but I never really watched it. So I got a few recommendations from my comments telling me that I should watch it and that they would be looking forward to my reaction to it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? I have no idea what the show is about. I also didn't watch the trailer, so everything happening in here is gonna be completely new for me. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe. For the full uncut reaction, you can check out my Patreon. The link is in my description box below. And without further ado, let's start.
เวลามีใครสักคนที่หน้าเหมือนคุณทุกส่วนในร่างกายเหมือนกับคุณคงรู้สึกแปลกประหลาดที่เรียกว่า
Doppelganger?
ฝาแฝด
Twins. Cramp. Great. Are they connected? Yeah, they're connected. He's drowning, so he has the feeling he's drowning too. Okay, so we have black and white twins, and apparently, I heard a lot of people talk about twin telepathy or twin connection, and they kind of feel what the other person is going through. But apparently that has been a little dramatized in the media or something, as in the connection between twins isn't that powerful as they make it out to be in movies. And in here, they made it out to be that black and white are that connected to each other that they literally feel everything that the other person is feeling. As in, if one person feels like they can't breathe anymore, the other one starts hyperventilating, but not because they themselves feel like that they can't breathe, but it's like they feel the pain of the other person that heavily, that powerful on themselves, that they have the feeling that they themselves can't breathe anymore. But it's not like they themselves have the problem. It's like the powerful connection between the two of them is that powerful that the other person feels the exact same pain that the other one is going through. As in, this is not just like a telepathy thing. This is also an emotional attachment that they have to each other. In my eyes, there are two ways of emotional attachment. You either have that emotional attachment where you see the person you truly care about, and you see that they're in pain, and it's like you feel their pain like it's your own, but not as heavily as they are feeling it. But it's like the love you have for that person makes you experience and suffer the same pain or sorrows that the other person is going through because you care that much about that person. And then there is the other emotional attachment, where you are that emotionally attached to a person. Like I said, it can be your anchor or someone you're in love with, just someone that you truly feel an emotional attachment to, like a tether, the person that is capable to pull you out. Like I said, in my eyes, it's an anchor, like someone that you feel that no matter what happens, that person is always going to be there for you. They will always have your best interests at heart. As soon as you feel like you are about to drown in sorrows and you feel like there is no way out for you anymore, that person will be the one to be capable to pull you out. And that's your anchor, and also the one that you grow emotionally attached to. But you don't just get emotionally attached to someone, but you also kind of feel indebted to them in some sort of way. And you feel like you owe them. You owe them your trust, your loyalty, and your love. That's why I said it in many of my videos. That's why a lot of people, when they were at the ground and a person pulled them out, they have the feeling that they're in love with that person. They confuse the fact that they are thankful and appreciate what they did for them back in the day when they weren't capable to believe in themselves anymore with love. But it's not really love. They just have the feeling that they're in love with that person because of in a certain sense, because of the service that they did to them. Because nobody wants to die. So since you don't want to die, and then you have arrived at the moment where you feel like ending your life is the only possibility, the person that pulls you out and is willing to suffer the consequences of trying to help you, as in when you're in your most vulnerable state, you can be pretty harmful. Not just in a sad way, but also in an angry way. We saw it with Ray in Only Friends in episode 11, when he was also suffering from withdrawal symptoms, and he pushed sand at the wall. That wasn't just a withdrawal symptom, but that was also his emotions winning the upper hand, as in his negative emotions, his depression winning the best of him. And the pain and suffering inside of him was so powerful that he couldn't do anything but to let his rage, his sadness, his sorrow, his despair take control over him. And that's why he allowed his pain to guide his actions. And that's what brings us here to the emotional attachment to your anchor. These two feel that emotionally attached to each other, maybe because they also have been together their entire lives, and they feel that strongly about each other, that much love, that they literally kind of have the feeling that if the other person dies, they die with them, as in literally. I think this is something psychological. You feel that strongly about someone that if they die, you die with them in a certain sense, because the mind is powerful. And if you tell yourself the entire time, the love I have for that person is so powerful, and if they die, then I am dying too, then it literally feels like you are, as in you die literally, not just emotionally, but you literally die. And I have the feeling that this is what's going on with White and Black. They feel that emotionally attached to each other that they have the feeling that if one dies, the other one dies too. As in they feel that strongly about each other. They have that powerful connection to each other.
ผมไม่ได้รู้สึกถึงจิตวิญญาณที่เชื่อมโยงกันระหว่างฝาแฝดมานาน ตั้งแต่ผมตัดขาดจากพี่ชายมาอยู่กับพ่อที่รัสเซีย
This is literally what I said. The mind is powerful. So if you are that used to someone's presence, you actually have the feeling that sooner or later you feel what they feel. That's like you don't just grow fond of each other, but you also develop that emotional attachment to each other. So, considering the fact that the mind is powerful, when the parents decided to split and each of them take a twin and they literally relocated at the other side of the world, they weren't closely involved anymore. And since life happens and life sucks, and they both grew up in different environments, it can happen that people grow apart. Doesn't mean that the love diminishes or something, but you just grow up differently. So your likes differentiate. You don't really have each other to like keep updated or something. Like if I have a twin or like a sister, I go to them for advice, like, what do you think? It seems that it was that way with these two. So when the parents said we split and they took each twin away, they tried to find a way to like break or sever the connection that tied these two emotionally together, so that if one child dies, the other one doesn't die too. And they thought that this was the best way for them, but they didn't take into consideration what it could do to the twins. Because if you take away the anchor of a person, that can change someone. Ignoring about life being a bitch, okay? Like, life changes you, either in a positive way or in a negative way. It depends on where you grow up or how you grow up. Because not every parent or parenting style is the same. If I get taught love and my father or my mom is lovely in their parenting style. I am more sensitive, more sentimental, as in more connected to my emotions. If I grow up with an abusive parent, I am closed off. I am mysterious. In a certain sense, I'm dangerous because I have a lot of anger issues inside of me because of that abusive environment that I'm in. So, not just my personality changes with the fact that the both of us aren't apart anymore because, like I said, they were each other's emotional tether. They were capable to balance each other out because it could be possible that one parent gave them love and the other one gave them just abusement. But since they had each other as emotional support, as moral support, they were capable to balance the negativity around them out because they knew that they had each other to keep them on the ground, to keep them balanced, to keep them all right. So when the parents split, they didn't have each other for that anymore. So both of them grew up in different environments, with different lifestyles, with different parenting styles, and they had to find a way to survive in their environment without their emotional tether. That changes someone, and not for the better, but for the worse. And it seems that I don't know who he is yet, but it seems like one twin took the distance that badly, that heavily, that he grew sad because of that. He grew sad because of the loss of his emotional attachment, because of his anchor. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to be for the other twin as well. The other twin could have grown cold, for example. You don't necessarily need to show pain as in an obvious way, as in that you cry or that you feel miserable. You can also grow numb. I said it so many times. When the pain reached its limit and when the pain is so powerful that you can't contain it anymore, you become depressed or you become numb. So you can also grow cold.
Где он сейчас?
Сейчас on a pensi. У себя дома в
He
Таиланде.
left him
Уже
there
2
alone?
года.
Через пару лет ты станешь дипломатом, как и он.
And he wants to be a diplomat. Or he doesn't. I feel like his parents or the parent he stayed with expects him to become a diplomat because he didn't really seem happy.
ขี้กลัวว่ะไปวนมาใหม่
แบ็คไว้ใครขี่จักรยานชนรถแม่คะ
What?
แบ็คทำเอง
Oh.
ผมไม่รู้หรอกว่าความรู้สึกแปลกประหลาดที่กำลังเกิดขึ้นในตอนนี้ มันเป็นเพราะการกลับมาที่นี่อีกครั้ง หรือเป็นเพราะผมกับแบ็คที่เชื่อมถึงกันกันแน่
Is this man afraid because of his connection with him? I don't understand. Now we know that this is White. So White was the one that relocated in Russia for the rest of his childhood, and now he came back to Thailand. If he's scared, does that mean maybe that Black was there the entire time, as in Black stayed in Thailand, and White was the one that got relocated to Russia? Okay, first off, that's mean. Like, this man got to stay in his hometown and I had to pack my things and leave. Like, no. But no matter. This time it seems that White is petrified to be back in Thailand. Now, the question here is, why is this man scared? I have the feeling if Black stayed here and White and Black didn't have the connection anymore, when he was in Russia, I feel like I said, the mind is powerful. Maybe he is scared that being back in Thailand will bring back the emotional attachment. As in the feeling that if something happens to one twin, the other twin feels it too. So maybe he is scared or afraid that knowing himself, like he knows that Black is here, and like I said, the mind is powerful. Knowing that Black is here, maybe this is like him binding himself in a certain sense to Black again, as in emotionally. And that means that if something should happen to Black, or if he should feel pain or something, that White automatically will feel it too. So he is scared that being back in Thailand will bring back that powerful connection between him and Black.
แล้วแบ็คล่ะครับ
พ่อไม่รู้นะแบ็คอยู่ที่ไหน หรือว่าแม่ของแกเนี่ยพาแบ็คออกจากบ้านหลังนี้ตั้งแต่ตอนที่เราย้ายไปอยู่ที่รัสเซียเกือบประมาณสัก10 กว่าปีกว่าแล้วมั้ง
So they
อย่า
really
ไปสน
didn't
ใจ
have
เรื่อง
any
ของเขาเลย
contact?
เรา
It's
ก็
his
อยู่ส่วนเรา
brother! I would want to know where my brother is.
อาทิตย์หน้าเนี่ยไว้ก็ไปสอบที่กระทรวงเหมือนกัน
อยากได้ไทยข้อสอบไหม พวกต่างประเทศเนี่ย เราก็ไม่มีอะไรน่าเป็นห่วง แล้วเรื่องเมืองไทยเนี่ย พอรู้อะไรบ้างหรือเปล่า
ไว้ก็หัวดีอยู่แล้ว
Y'all, like, I don't need to know much to know what this is. This actually seems to be a dinner for introduction. As in, he literally said he would be fine working in my department. So that means that maybe the man on the other side makes part of, I don't know, of the place or the company that White applied for. So knowing that he's applying for that, considering we know that the father's also a diplomat, maybe he knew someone from the ministry and he was like, let's go have something to eat. And he's like trying to make introductions to, in a certain sense, help White so that he could have a better shot than other candidates. Let's say it like this, as in this is supposed to be a dinner to win some points for White. Let's just say it like this, because they seem to be very close. And he was like, yeah, you want some books to study. And he's in a certain sense telling him all about what the tests in the ministry could be about. So this man must also be part of the ministry. And this is supposed to be like an introduction, trying to help White to get a place in the ministry. I would feel so out of place because I did say it seems that White is not that hyper to be a diplomat in the first place. And I have the feeling that considering that the mother split from the father automatically expected from White to do what he wants. And becoming part of the ministry, being a diplomat, was the expectation from White's father for White. So White did it automatically. We saw a few slow memories of the past that show that White is a lot more sensitive, more sentimental, more shy, much more of an introvert than Black. Black was always more dominant, more confident. So he also always would use to take the blame, apparently, because White drove into the car with the bike, and when the mom came out, Black was like, nah, it was me. But it was White hitting the car. So Black always used to have that straightforwardness and wouldn't mind getting into trouble for someone that he cared about. Or in this particular sense, getting in trouble for his brother White. So I am scared for White because White doesn't seem to be that excited about the fact to become part of the ministry. This man is literally trying to maintain a straight face, just not to be insulting. Let's just call it like this. This is like you literally sitting in a job interview and they tell you all the things that you don't like, but you have to say yes because you need the job. As in, you need to try to charm them in a way so that they would kind of like be willing to give you a chance. And you're just sitting there and you're like, I understand you. I get you. You're a good girl. No, thank you. This man looks so out of place. I would feel too White.
แบบเนี้ยไปได้ไกลเหมือนคุณพ่อแน่นอนครับ
ขอบคุณมากนะครับ
What the? Yeah, the connection. The. Oh no. I did say different environments change people, and I did just say that Black always was much more outgoing, much more confident, and apparently also an extrovert. So, considering the fact that they didn't have each other for moral support or emotional attachment, as in they didn't have each other to keep them grounded, as incapable to blend out all the negativity and be capable to count on each other for all negative things that would come their way, so that they would always stay true to themselves as into who they were. They changed according to the environment. They started to adapt to the environment. And if you don't really have that, let's just say, that angel by your side trying to ease you in on how cruel people can be, you don't really care getting into the lion's den in order to, let's just say, get out of the solitude. You don't care to mix with bad people. Let's just say it like this, because that scene with Black, it didn't really seem really harmless to me. So while White, all the angel-like, tried to do everything to please his father, as in become a diplomat, like he was, because that's what his father expected from him, Black apparently didn't care what the mother said, because we could see that the mom was very, let's just call it arrogant. She was very strict in my eyes, and also very, let me say it, rude. She didn't really care back then about splitting White and Black up. So maybe Black held resentment for the mother because of the fact that she dared to separate these two. Because even though you don't like that powerful connection, that you have the feeling that you die if your brother dies, you are still fond of their presence, of the way that they impact your life, your decisions. You kind of always feel like you need to rely on the person next to you because you are used to their presence, you are used to their input, you are used to them, in a certain sense, sticking their noses in your business. You always then rely on that person in a certain sense to tell you right from wrong, in a certain sense. It would suit with Black's position. Black always being that outgoing, confident, and White always trying to ease it in on Black that, I don't know, sometimes he's being too much or too pushy or whatever. And White always trying to like ease it in on the brother, like trying to help the brother see that there are some things that he can't do or something, and Black continuing to tell him that he needs to be more confident, that he needs to get out of his shell a little bit, that he shouldn't always try to please others, that he should try to please himself. Let me just say it like this. So, considering that White was separated from Black because of the mom, Black probably said, screw you, mom, I'm gonna do what I want and I don't care. So he held that resentment inside of him, and that changed him for the worse. Considering also the environment that he could have found himself in, it could have been possible that he didn't care to get involved with shady people. I don't know, the mafia. We do like to use the mafia in these movies. So maybe he got involved with some bad people, and he's, considering his personality, like I said, he couldn't stick his nose out of that mafia's business, and the mafia man sent someone after him to beat him up and to kind of lecture him that he should stay out of his business. Great.
Hello ไว้
ไอ้ตอดอ
ตอนนี้ไอ้แบ็คกำลังจะตาย มึงมาหากูที่โรงพยาบาลนะ เดี๋ยวกูส่งโลเคชั่นไปให้
I'm sorry. How did Todd know that he was back? How did this man know that he's in Thailand?
หลังเนี่ย มันมีเพื่อนใหม่ กูก็ไม่รู้หรอกนะว่าจริงๆแล้วมันเป็นความจริงหรือเปล่า แต่กูคิดว่าพวกมันนี่แหละ ที่เป็นต้นเหตุที่ทำให้ไอ้แบ็คต้องเป็นแบบเนี้ย
What does he look like? I don't see my twin for over 10 years, and then I see him like this.
ไปหาเรื่องเขามาเหรอ หาเรื่องอะไรอ่ะ
I finished
ถ่าย
it.
ตังค์ไว้อ่ะเบ๊กก็แค่ไปขอกระเป๋าตังค์ไว้คืนอ่ะ อย่ายอมให้ใครเอาเปรียบถ้าไม่สู้อ่ะแล้วก็ไม่มีทางชนะ
Like, I'm so good. It was obvious. Like, it seemed that the fact that they weren't around each other anymore only enhanced their different personalities. White has always been very shy, introvert, very sensitive, or very sentimental. And apparently that also means that he's a pacifist. He never really wanted to start any fight. He just wanted to live in peace. Let's just say it like this. And Black, on the other side, is much more outgoing, much more confident. He was very proud, and he never allowed any slander towards him nor his brother. They took his money, and White, being the pacifist he is, he was like, you know what, let's just leave it be. even though it's kind of harassment because this is bullying. And Black was like, oh, they took your money? Don't worry. He went there, fought them, but he took his money back. And White, being the pacifist he is, he was like, why did you start the fight again? And he was like, I didn't start the fight. I just fought back. You, being sentimental and everything, you don't stand up for yourself enough. Like, they took your money. It's your money. Why would you just stand there and allow them to take your money and just being like, oh, it's okay? Like, if you don't fight back, if you always allow people to walk all over you, they will see this as them being capable to do this to you. Because they know if you never actually fight back, they think that they can do this with you. So they will continue to walk all over you until sooner or later you snap. And then it will be your fault because the other people, they do it like subtly so that no one ever notices that it was them. And when you once fight back, all eyes are on you. If you fight back though, they see sooner or later that they can't mess with you and they will stop. Because they're like, no matter what I do, it won't be of any use. Because this man always fights back. Like, this man is not taking no for an answer. You try me and I fight back. And this is what Black literally tried to show him. Because of the fact that he's an introvert, that he never wanted to start any fight, he allowed people to walk all over him. And Black, on the other hand, he was like, I'm tired of the slander. I'm not gonna allow myself to be disrespected, nor am I gonna allow someone else to disrespect my brother. So if you can fight back for yourself, I'm gonna fight for you. But take this as life's lesson. If you don't fight back, they will always try to find a way to make you feel miserable about yourself. If you don't want to feel miserable, you need to be capable to fight back. I did this for you, but this is a life lesson for you. Sooner or later, you will have to learn that you need to fight back at some point. Because sooner or later, I won't be capable to be there to fight for you, and I shouldn't have to. I know how to fight back. So this is like something that I'm good at, but maybe he's not very good at expressing his emotions. Like, every single person is different, so he may be very outgoing, confident, but he's, let's just call it a 0 with expressing himself. White, on the other hand, is very good at expressing himself, but he's an introvert, and he allows people to walk all over him. So they kind of should have tried to find a way, like, to each take something from the other person. But apparently it wasn't easy for White, then they got separated, and okay. But this was like the life lesson from Black to White. Fight back. So, considering that Black always fought back for White, the handkerchief is supposed to show to White that Black wants him to fight back for him. Black always fought back for White. Now White should fight back for Black.
ต่อไปเนี้ยถ้าเกิดมีใครมาแกล้งอะก็จะสู้
Yes.
ถ้าเกิดมีใครมาทำแบ็กนะ
I will
ไว้
hurt
อะ
them
จะ
too.
ไม่ยอมเหมือนกัน
He said fight back for me, brother.
ผมจะเข้าไปอยู่ในแก๊งแทนที่พี่ และตามหาคนที่ทำร้ายพี่ให้ได้
White having his change, y'all. He said you touched the wrong brother. Ooh, yes. This man said I leave no stone unturned. It's hurtful to know how close you used to be with someone. You used to share everything with that person, and then this happens. You don't recognize the person anymore. This must be so painful for him. We saw it when he was taking pictures. His journey was different than mine, so he got himself a tattoo, he got himself some piercings, and I remained that pure Virgin Mary. Let's call it like this. This man didn't change his body at all. He didn't want a tattoo, nothing. He tried to remain the nice version. Black, on the other hand, started to say, I don't care. I'm gonna get myself a tattoo. I'm gonna get myself some piercings. And I'm gonna become a even more rebellious child. So, being that apart for such a long time, they were apart for 10 years. So, they also didn't keep in contact. Not only their bodies changed, but also their personalities, as in their journeys, what they experienced, what they had to endure during the time they were apart. So, seeing all the stuff around him, he doesn't recognize it, and he doesn't recognize Black either. because of the fact of how much Black had changed over the course of his life. So, seeing all the stuff here, not being capable to understand why the stuff is in that room, because he doesn't know what his brother went through, because he doesn't know how his brother changed, hurts White. Because he's like, we used to be together, we used to know everything about each other, and now I don't recognize anything, and I don't know who my brother is. I didn't know he was part of a gang. I didn't know that he apparently, considering the fact that there's a motorcycle on that small table, apparently he's into motorcycles. He has a key, so he drives a motorcycle. I didn't know that. I don't know anything. Because we were that apart, that must hurt White so much.
หนึ่งเกงในวะ
Hello? Sir.
เนี่ยแบรนด์เนม ถ้ามึงโดนจับได้มึงซวยแน่
Why would they want to know what his boxers are like?
ว่าคนอย่างแม่งชอบเอาเปรียบคนอื่น สักวันมันต้องชดใช้
Just like what he did with you when you were little. Sir.
มึงใช้น้ำหอมด้วยเหรอวะ หน้ามึงใสขึ้นนะเนี่ย
Our boy Graham seems to be, very touchy. Okay. Considering how Black is, this actually seems to be kind of out of character. I don't think he would allow someone to, like, just jump him like this. Besides, it's the fact that Graham seems to be taken a lot of time to size Black up and down to notice all the small details. Your hair seems to be better. Your skin looks better. You're wearing perfume. Have you been sniffing this man, Graham? Have you been sniffing Black? Is there a subtle crush you want to talk about? This man seems to be taking a lot of interest in Black. If this man noticed every small detail of this man,
rule of law กับ rule by law ต่างกันยังไง
isn't it the same?
หมายคือผู้ปกครองของรัฐ ทุกคนเสมอภาคกันภายใต้กฎหมาย แล้วมึงว่าไทยเป็น rule of law ปะก็ต้องเป็น
No.
ควรตีนกูไล่แบ็คคนมีอำนาจก็ออกกฎหมายมาเอื้อประโยชน์ให้กับตัวเอง ตีความกฎหมายทำลายฝ่ายตรงข้าม แบบนี้เขาเรียกว่าสองมาตรฐานเว้ย
They are literally talking about what I've always been complaining about. State creates laws that need to be followed by the citizens. And sometimes, or at least in my eyes, because of the fact that I'm at the end of the food chain, I always get the short end of the stick. This is actually sad. This is something that a lot of people have been saying, and I'm gonna say it as well. Rich people get richer, and the poor people become poor because of the sad system in my eyes. When I'm already struggling to survive, and then the state says, yeah, we need to put in higher taxes because we need to gain $10 billion because of the loss during Corona or something. Like, I'm just gonna throw something out there, like, don't take anything serious from this. And since they don't know how to do it, they're like, we're gonna put higher taxes, so the citizens need to pay higher taxes, and they're struggling even more to survive. Like, and the people that are already rich, they aren't really lacking of the money, so if they get a little less money, it's not like they're actually noticing it, that they have to pay a little more taxes because of the fact that they already have so much money. But the people that are already struggling to survive with the already high taxes have it difficult, because if I'm already struggling to survive with the normal taxes and then you put in higher taxes, I can hang myself. Let me say it like this, because if I'm already struggling, if you're gonna put me in an even bigger chokehold, then I can die because there is nothing much I can do. Like, the law is and remains the law. People need to abide it because I'm living in the state, so the state has rules, the state puts out laws that need to be followed by its citizens. But in my eyes, the government is faulty. Sorry for saying it like this, because there are a lot of people that are very miserable in states, and instead of taking care of the people in need, they try to help people that aren't even part of their state. Like, I'm from Germany, and instead of helping the people in need in Germany, they try to help other people. Like, I'm always in for helping, but if people that are under your care already are struggling to survive. And instead of helping them, you help someone else, then I'm sorry, then you need to leave from the government because then you're doing something wrong. You can only help someone else if you're capable to help the people already under your care. If you can't help the people already under your care, what makes you think that you can help someone else? Yeah, you prefer to let the people in your state under your care starve, but at least someone else was saved. Like, thank you. No wonder that a lot of people leave Germany. Like, the state doesn't really care about its citizens. So they're like, the second I have enough money, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go abroad. I'm gonna build my life somewhere else outside of Germany. Like, and I don't blame them. So this is the exact same thing. So they're like saying, Thailand is the rule by law. This is not nice what we're having here in Thailand. Here we have rules that need to be followed, but the system in general is wrecked. So no matter how we turn it, there are always these injustices that need to be fought because the government isn't tackling the real issues of the people. They're trying to cover the ground, trying to clear the ground, clear the area superficially, but not deal with the real problems. As in a lot of people dying because of hunger, then there are people with disabilities that need the help of the state, but they need to be close to death until the state is like, okay, you can stop working. Or there are people that I'm gonna continue using my depression. Like, people don't care. And this is something that I'm gonna keep on putting out there. As hard as it sounds, y'all, this is something that I have been struggling with ever since I was diagnosed with depression back then. I'm fine now, but as soon as you had a problem, the problem will always make you kind of feel miserable. Like just hearing that someone is talking about a problem that you used to have, because you know what you went through when you were having that problem, so you will always be a little sensitive when it comes to that topic. And nowadays, when you are hurt on the outside, everyone is like looking at you, oh my gosh, what happened? What made you get that bruise? Did someone hit you or something? But if you're bleeding on the inside, no one cares. They don't care. So since people don't care about it, we humans need to act by ourselves. If the government isn't helping us, then we need to help ourselves. Like, the state doesn't care if you have depression. They put it as you being too lazy to get out of bed, and you aren't strong enough, so you need to get a dose of reality. Not that you truly are suffering because of a lot of injustices that happened in your life, and they're trying to help provide for you to get out of that problem. Like, I don't know, they try to help provide you with medicine or with appointments with a psychologist or something, like to help you move forward. No, they don't. Like, I used to go to a doctor and I was like I'm depressed, like I'm not feeling well psychologically. And she was like, oh, okay, how long do you want to stay home? 2 weeks? But think about it. You have school, not that you miss too much school. You already see the problem, right? They're like, okay, I'm gonna say, let's just say you stay 2 weeks at home and then you go back to your life. What exactly does this person hope happens when I stay 2 weeks at home? Nothing is gonna change because I wasn't provided with the necessary help that I need. If I'm psychologically ill, staying at home is not gonna change the picture. I need help. I need guidance. I need someone to tell me what I have. I need someone to give me guidance so that I can get out of that horrible mental torment that I'm going through the entire time. That means that you say, okay, you stay at home for 2 weeks, but staying at home for 2 weeks, we're gonna give you this medicine and you're gonna meet up with the psychologist so that you at least will be capable to find some common ground on what you can do. Like, give me something I can work with. But no, they're like, you deal with shit yourself. So, the government shouldn't be surprised if people say, okay, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands and I'm gonna try to provide my happiness the way I see fit, as it A lot of people complain that people rob banks or something like this. And to be quite honest, yes, it is wrong. But if I'm already struggling to survive and the government doesn't give a damn, I'm not blaming people for stealing food. Because they're like struggling to survive and they don't have money anymore to pay for food, to pay for drinks. So they steal it. And in general, looking at it, yes, robbing is wrong. But on the other side, are we seeing their picture? They can't help it anymore because their hands are literally tied. They can't do anything but to go with something that they see as morally wrong because they need to survive. I don't blame people that steal when they can't pay anymore because all of the money they have goes in on taxes. I'm sorry. Like, they pay so much for rent, they pay so much for, I don't know, education, and then for taxes, their entire money is gone. Like a commoner like me, all of my money is gone for the month with that. And what do I eat? Nothing, because I don't have money anymore. So like I said, I don't blame people for stealing if they're in that kind of situation. Because the government should do something about that. They should look at the bigger picture and not at the superficial stuff. Because the people that are already at the bottom of the food chain, they're gonna be struggling to survive. They will either die or they will resort to those kind of methods, stealing, because they don't have any other way out. And then they even get arrested and they need to pay a lot of money because of the fact that they broke a rule that was stabled by the law, but they didn't try to see why someone did it, and that's sad. So they shouldn't be surprised if someone steals when they don't have any more money to survive.
วีซื้อที่ป่าสงวนมาสร้างบ้านได้แต่ชาวบ้านชาติพันธุ์ที่เขาอยู่มาก่อนกลับโดนไล่แบบเนี้ยรูบายรอเป๊ะ
จำช่วยกันจำได้แล้วใช่ไหมงั้นมาควิสกันเลยดีกว่า
โอ้ยสอนกูไปก่อนแล้วกัน
Yes, Daddy. I will be very kind.
วันนี้มึงทำกูแปลกใจหลายอย่างมากเลยนะ
Thank you.
กูชอบมึงแบบเนี้ย
Oh, the shipping begins.
เฮ้ยพี่หยกทำไมมากันไวจังวะเรียกรถมาให้มึงแรปอ่ะไงหยก
Hello.
เป็นอะไรวะ พูดด้วยก็ไม่พูดด้วย
มึงทำสวยดีนะชมกูอ่ะ
No. Not me.
แค่รับรถมึงจะเอาเหี้ยนักหนาวะมึงอยากได้แบบไหนมึงก็ทำเองดิ
Damn. Fine as fuck. Okay. Okay, Daddy. Whew. Arrogant. Some anger issues, confidence. I'm all in for those kind of men. Guns. They're shooting. Black made part of mafia, y'all.
มึงอย่ามาโกหกมึงจะเข้าห้องกูทำเหี้ยอะไร
No, this gets you killed. Oh no, sir, you blow your cover. You know that your brother is all in for the fight. Even he stopped because he's like, huh?
วันนี้มึงเป็นเหี้ยอะไรเนี่ย
I changed overnight.
การเจอหน้าจะต่อยกันเลยเหรอวะ
Maybe that's how they show love. Tough love.
ไม่ได้จอง
You.
ก็เห็นอยู่ว่า
Yes,
จอง
you are. Put it on him. Come on now. Period. You tried me, that's what you get.
ไม่ยอมเลิกคนเดียวแน่
Uh-oh. Yeah, the second he catches you, you did. Stay where you are. Don't touch me. And that's what you do with Black, sir? Oh, they're about to burn something down. Why else would they need the alcohol flask? They were complaining about Tawi the entire episode long. And Tawi seems to be a very big thing in Thailand at the moment. And they seem to
ไป
hate
เผาบ้านทวี
him.
กัน
I'm so good! This man do absolutely nothing according to the book. Todd told him that he needs to stay in that group to find out who hurt his brother. And instead of finding out who hurt his brother, he's like, you know what, bitches, I'm quitting because this is too much for me. I don't feel comfortable here. You're doing something illegal. I wasn't raised like this. I can't overcome my shadow. This is hurting me psychologically way too much, so I'm not coming back here. I quit. Way to get yourself exposed, sir. Way to get yourself exposed. But on the other side, I don't understand why Todd tried to put White in that gang. If one of his friends of that gang was responsible for him being put in the hospital, shouldn't one of them at least have shown any sign that they're shocked that he's there? But they're all saying the exact same thing. You were missing for so long. Where have you been? None of them seems to know something about the fact that this man was attacked. So, why does Todd think that getting White into that gang is gonna be something good? Like, one of them at least would have needed to show some kind of signs that they truly hate him. But it seems like to be, in a certain sense, a hate-love relationship between all of these friends. They can't stand each other, but they're still working together. And now we see why. They all have the same goal. They can't stand Tawi. So that's their main goal. So they can't stand each other, but they're working for the same goal. So they're like, okay, we work together. We all have kind of capabilities that we need in order to get this project running. Apparently, Yog is taking care of the motorcycles. The other one that didn't go with them apparently is the trainer. He teaches them how to defend themselves, how to shoot. They all seem to carry a lot of hate for Tawi inside of them. So it seems that they have been causing damage a lot of time already. So maybe people from Tawi found out that these two are trying to do some harm. And that's why they sent someone after Black. Black seems to be sort of the leader in this group. So maybe Black did a solo on that last mission without telling his gang friends about it. Tawi found him and he was like, you guys go after him. It would make sense. But anyways, I'm intrigued. I like the show already. It seems to be very mysterious. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best. And I will see you in another video. Bye.